Now on CoastTV News.
New representation in District 20.
My goal starting today is to be as visible as possible.
How Representative-elect Alonna Berry plans to connect with voters.
Carbon monoxide update, what the Ashore Hotel is saying tonight about last week's leak.
The latest on our air quality on Delmarva and how the Canadian wildfire smoke is affecting that air coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 6.
Representative-elect Alonna Berry walking in the heart of District 20. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with representation once again for the people in Milton and Lewis.
In a nail-biting election, Democrat Alonna Berry won the race for District 20 by just 121 votes. She'll fill the seat vacated by Stell Parker-Selby. As Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us, people in District 20 are happy to have a lawmaker present in Dover once again.
Alonna Berry is now a representative-elect, out in downtown Milton just hours after winning the special election for District 20.
My goal starting today is to be as visible as possible in Representative District 20. So that means attending community events. That means being out and about, hosting meet and greets and coffees with folks so that I can get to know them, they can get to know me, and we can get to work on the issues in this district.
Berry says she has a clear idea of what matters to those who call District 20 home and will bring that to her fellow lawmakers.
Many of the issues that I heard voters talking about, like infrastructure and roads and clean water and air, are all things that require multiple people at the table in order to make a difference here.
Berry fills the seat vacated by Stell Parker-Selby, who missed every day of the legislative session after a stroke. She resigned in June. Berry tells Coast TV the legislator, which she is now a part of, needs to look at their policies in cases like Parker-Selby's.
I think that it's a statewide issue. This isn't the first time someone has had a long absence while serving in their seat as a legislature. And so I think it's a good next step for the state as a whole to start to think about what happens in that situation. There are other states that I've looked into that have different processes for interim seats and other things like that. And so I think we just need to be able to figure out what that looks like in Delaware and what makes sense for here.
A new voice for District 20. Berry told us she will officially be sworn in on August 12th, right before the special session on the same day. Reporting in Milton, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
We spoke with District 20 voters today on Berry's win and specifically how they feel that there is representation back in the district.
I'm glad that we have representation again. That's good. It's unfortunate that Stell had the stroke and had the difficulty with her health. But it's good to have somebody alive now and, ready to go.
As long as she represents us in the correct way, helps us out with traffic and residential building, that's what I'm concerned about, if she could help us out with that.
Berry and Miller were neck and neck. Listen to this, just 121 votes, the difference, but absentee ballots seemed to push Berry over the edge. Berry had a 469 absentee ballot. Miller had 193. According to the Delaware Department of Elections, you can get an absentee ballot if you have qualifying reasons under state law. Some of those reasons include if you're sick or physically disabled, if you're serving in the armed forces, or if you're taking care of a sick family member. And this brings us to our Coast TV poll. We want to know the biggest expectation for Alonna Berry.
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. 45% say deliver results. 39% though say avoid party politics. 11% say stay transparent, and 5% say be accessible. If
you haven't voted yet, you can do that. It's easy. Go to coasttv.com or use our mobile app, and we'll show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11. According to DENREC, wind has gradually pushed the Canadian wildfire smoke to Delaware. It's leading now to a code orange air quality in the state. This was Milton in 2023 after the wildfires that caused bad air quality. DENREC says the current air, it's unhealthy for sensitive groups. That includes people with heart or lung disease, older adults, children, teenagers, outdoor workers, and more. One vacationer has seen bad air quality before due to Canadian wildfires.
Definitely very, very hazy during the daytime. Very difficult to see the sun. When you could see the sun, it was very orange. It was quite noticeable.
According to DENREC, air quality is expected to gradually improve, but sensitive groups should still be cautious as wildfire smoke lingers.
Let's go ahead and take a live look outside into Lewis as we turn it over to our first alert meteorologist, Chris Mastrobuono, with our forecast. Good evening, Chris.
Good evening, Maddie, Charlie. Good evening to you, Delmarva. Yes, that air quality alert continues through this evening, so keep that in mind if you're a part of those sensitive groups. This runs through about midnight tonight. You can see this is the current air quality across much of Delmarva. We're at that unhealthy level across Dover, but you could see moderate air quality throughout much of Sussex County. And yes, that's all due in part to that Canadian wildfire smoke. And you see that unhealthy groups, that's those that suffer from asthma, heart and lung conditions. Now that air quality alert is all thanks to that wildfire smoke that was over the ocean. So the east wind is keeping us cool, keeping the humidity at bay, but it's also bringing that wildfire smoke over Delmarva. But the good news is by tomorrow and late tomorrow, that wildfire smoke should be pushing well west of Delmarva. We had some nuisance shower activity this evening. That's going to be tapering off through the overnight. Temperatures right now are in the 70s. Coming up, we'll talk about a brighter, sunnier Thursday ahead. Maddie.
Thank you, Chris. In Sussex County, a group of 10 people have worked since late March to develop recommendations to County Council on how to handle growth. Now it's down to the final steps. Formal recommendations are due to Council less than a month away. CoastTV News' Brandon Ferguson in our newsroom. Brandon, the group reviewed half of its original recommendations.
Maddie, the group picked up where they left off, reviewing the last 9 of the 17 total drafted recommendations. And here are a few of those drafted recommendations, starting with strategic density adjustments. Now that means changing zoning standards in growth areas to fit more development into smaller areas. Also, preserving trees inside growth areas by protecting forests at a minimum of 30%. And for forests outside of those growth zones, they are to be protected at a minimum of 50%. And also focusing on subdivision design around conservation priorities, like with strategic lot placement around natural resources like forest. And overall adopting a master plan zoning ordinance for large developments, so those developments go through a phased building plan. And again, the next meeting for this land use working group is on August 21st, where they're expected to finalize these recommendations before they go back to County Council. Charlie, back to you.
And the Land Use Reform Working Group consists of 10 members, including members of the Sussex Farm Bureau. There are affordable housing advocates and engineers and developers and environmentalists, to name a few.
To Rehoboth Beach, the city's municipal election is days away. There are 3 people going for 2 commissioner seats. None of them are incumbents. Let's go through them all. One is Christopher Galanti. According to his LinkedIn profile, he's a program manager for a tech company in McLean, Virginia. Jeffrey Good is a retired federal employee and the husband of current Commissioner Suzanne Good. Susan Stewart is on the Planning Commission, also a financial advisor with a major wealth management firm and a lawyer. Election day is August 9th. Voting is from 10 to 6.
Big numbers from the first weekend of recreational weed sales in the first state. Delaware racked up over $900,000 in total sales, including $625,000 from adult use alone. Officials say flower made up more than half all sales, and dispensaries passed state-compliant checks with no issues.
A faulty boiler caused a carbon monoxide leak at an Ocean City hotel. That has been resolved. The Ashore Hotel says the boiler was repaired and received approval from the city's inspector on Monday. This comes after a carbon monoxide detector went off late Friday morning, sending 4 people to the hospital, but everybody was okay. The hotel was reopened safely Friday, but had been operating with disrupted hot water and meal service as the boiler was fixed.
And listen to this, out-of-county trash officially banned at the Wicomico County landfill. Last month it came out that the Wicomico landfill was on the brink of a crisis because it was filling up too quickly. The county says the issue was commercial haulers picking up trash from other counties, then dumping it in Wicomico. This new legislation makes that illegal and allows the county to impose fines and possibly even ban violators from the landfill altogether.
We have to go in the right direction. This legislation is going to help us do that by actually codifying penalty phases for people that are bringing it from outside of the county. As we can see, we've already seen a decrease in traffic. Is that going to be enough to really pull us out of the crisis? You have to hope it's going to be enough.
The county executive says she does intend to sign the bill into law.
We have a lot more news to get to this evening.
As we roll on here at 6, it was Media Day at UMES Women's Volleyball. The Delmarva Sports Network takes us there.
And we have a big evening there at the Crooked Hammock. Good news is the rain has pulled away. We can't rule out a stray shower, but a damp evening falling into the 70s. We'll talk about a brighter Thursday ahead as well as the weekend coming up.
But first, at Crooked Hammock, there's a takeover with our chief meteorologist at the center. We're back in just 60 seconds.
This is Coast TV News at 6.
For the people that follow our newscast, you might know our very own chief meteorologist Paul Williams is a prostate cancer survivor. After battling cancer, he's found new ways to fight back.
Organizing an annual prostate walk at Cape Henlopen State Park. This year's event, it's scheduled for September 13th.
And Paul is out promoting the event tonight because this year it's about testing and even saving some lives.
Well, this is called the Crooked Hammock Takeover because we're taking the walk, and this is our QR code that's going to unlock an opportunity to save lives. You see, 1 out of 8 men suffer from prostate cancer, 1 out of 6 black men. But this is a cancer in which, if you wait for the symptoms, it might be too late. That's what tonight is about. 15% of all the proceeds between 4 and 7 o'clock will go to the walk. Here's why the walk is important, because we are this year going to sponsor free screenings, blood screenings for men when they show up, regardless to what their insurance status is. So everyone that's here that's participating, we're just so thankful for that. We're having not only this, but we have some auctions that's going on, as well as 50-50 raffle. But most importantly, we're passing out information and making folks aware that, hey, this is something you don't want to sleep on. I'm Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams, live here at the Crooked Hammock Takeover. Back to you guys.
Well, we are looking sunnier into our Thursday, still below average temperatures, right around 80 degrees, looking pretty good there on the golf course. We'll have a look at your Friday and the weekend ahead when Coast TV News at 6 continues. Well, taking a live look into a murky Ocean City, due in part to that wildfire smoke and overcast skies. We are at 76 degrees, and I'll tell you what, all we did today for highs today was 77 in Georgetown, 10 degrees below the average, high of 76 in Ocean City. You can see right now we're holding in the lower to mid 70s, 75 Bethany Beach to 74 Georgetown. The wind flow continues onshore, gusting at the coast anywhere between about 20-25 miles an hour. We have rip current statements up for the Delaware coast, high risk tomorrow. So if you're heading down to the shore tomorrow, make sure you keep a close eye on the direction of the lifeguards and swim in front of them. And that high risk of rip currents is from Ocean City down through Assateague Island as well. We do have small craft advisories that are up for the entire peninsula. That air quality advisory continues through midnight tonight. You can see air quality across the peninsula generally moderate to unhealthy currently, and that is all due in part to that Canadian wildfire smoke that came ashore, and it's going to be pushing off to the west as we push through the day tomorrow and into our Friday. We had some nuisance shower activity this afternoon that is dried out. Damp, spotty shower. We fall to 64 to 70 overnight. Now tomorrow, 77 to 82. Watch for that high risk of rip currents. Wave heights 2 to 3 feet under partly cloudy skies. So we're clear tomorrow, sunshine, and then Friday we'll see a bit of cloud cover. I think southern portions of Delmarva. It's going to kind of be all about location Friday as far as sunshine, cloud cover, and a spotty shower. I think the best chance of seeing that spotty shower due in part to that system to the southeast and an onshore flow will be across Accomack County, Ocean City on southward. A good bit of Delmarva, I think we'll see sunshine, and then we're looking pretty dry into the weekend. The National Hurricane Center monitoring that developing area of low pressure off the southeast coast. About a 30% chance of development. The good news is that's going to stay off to our southeast, push to the northeast, high pressure and control for the weekend. Bad news is I think we're going to have a high to moderate risk of rip currents throughout the weekend. We stay dry through the weekend, and the bad news is, well, if you missed the 90-degree temperatures, they're going to be back by the start of next week.
All right, Chris, thank you. Day 3 of the White Marlin Open is underway. $7.3 million in prize money this year.
That's a lot of cheddar there. We're going to take a look at the leaderboard sponsored by Rudy Marine.
This is new in the White Marlin category. We have a qualifying 72-pounder brought in by the Bill Fisher of Ocean City. That's over a $4 million fish, Charlie.
Remember, it has to get over 70. That one qualifies.
And the Blue Marlin category, 929.5 from the Barbara B pounder, still brought in by the boat Barbara B. In the tuna category, Mama C brought in a 95-pounder.
In second, Release Hatters NC brought in a 55-pound fish. A 52.5-pound tuna was brought in by the Bow Down.
And Barbara B is on the leaderboard in the dolphin category with a 32.5-pound catch.
In second is Rochambeau with a 27-pound catch, and a Sweet Freedom has a 26.5-pound catch.
This time, no qualifying wahoo or swordfish at this time.
White Marlin Open leaderboard coverage is sponsored by RudyMarine.com, where family boating begins. Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Good evening, everybody. Happy Hump Day. We've got your midweek sports update from Maryland Eastern Shore. It was media day for UMES women's volleyball. The Hawks are gearing up for year 3 under head coach Vanessa Faircloth. A year that can be a breakthrough year for many coaches getting started at new programs. After being bounced in the second round of the MEAC tournament in her first 2 seasons, Faircloth and the team are ready to take the league by storm. And they're ready to do it by committee, because every game is going to be tough.
There's nothing like MEAC competition and the energy that is brought from just battling other HBCUs every day. The rivalries are unmatched. We actually talk frequently about, wait, who is our rival? Who is it supposed to be? Because almost every game feels like a rivalry game, so that is absolutely the most exciting part of the season.
And we can't wait for another exciting season following the Hawks as they try to become the queens of the MEAC for the first time since 2012. You can catch all of their home games this year on DSN and DSN Plus. That'll do it for sports for now. Have a great night, everyone.
We talked about it earlier in the newscast. We're circling back now. Our very own chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, a prostate cancer survivor, is hosting the 2nd annual prostate walk at Cape Henlopen State Park this year on September 13th. But today, Paul's trying to sign people up for the big event. Paul, fill us in on what you're doing.
Well, what we have going on right now, this is the takeover that's happening here at Crooked Hammock, where we're raising more money for the screenings that's going to happen at the race. By the way, the race, this is the 2nd year of it, and we're going to have it this year, September the 13th, starting at 8 o'clock at Cape Henlopen State Park. And at this particular walk or event, we're going to be providing free PSA blood screenings for anybody that shows up, especially in light of those of us who may not have any more insurance coverage. And a lot of things, one question someone came up to me to ask me, well, I get blood work done every day, every time I go to my doctor. You have to specifically ask for a PSA screening. They don't typically do that. Come by, enjoy it here at the Hammock. Back to you.
Well, congratulations to our umbrella winner, Tommy O'Connor of Milton, Delaware. And you can get your forecast anytime by dialing the First Alert Weather phone, sponsored by Brockstead, Mundalis, and Federico. Now, looking at the 10-day forecast here, we're going to see plenty of sunshine tomorrow, and we're going to stay pretty dry through the weekend. Do watch out, moderate to high risk of rip currents really over the next 4 days, and then we dry out, and well, look at that. Heat and humidity rolls back in early next week.
All right. Thank you, Chris, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 6.
For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
The NBC Nightly News is up next.
And we'll see you later tonight for Coast TV News at 11. Have a great evening.